Welcome back, fellow milk drinkers, to yet another Monday Milk Review. Today, we're going to be looking at the Norco Creme Brulee. It was only a couple of weeks ago that I was looking at Norco's range, which were in this same bottle design. I've looked at the strawberry and chocolate. The strawberry was decent, but the chocolate sucked. The thing that breaks my heart to know about this Norco range is that they don't really prioritize their creaminess or richness in flavor. So when we're approaching a flavor like Creme Brulee, it's going to be really weird to see what they do here. If it's going to be kind of lacking in thickness, I feel like that's going to be a bit of a detriment to the flavor. But of course, we're seeing the exact same bottle. It's primarily clear with very minimal detailing on the front. I really like how this light blue kind of contrasts the cream color of the milk, as well as this gold cap on the top. You know, I always love the shiny caps. I don't know why, it's just a weak point. For those that are interested in the nutritional information, I'll put that up on screen for you now. The bottle is 440 milliliters and considers itself to be one serving. Now, for some reason, I don't know if it's the seal failing or if this bottle was already slightly open, but when I was shaking it off screen earlier, I noticed that the lid is starting to come off. A little bit of liquid did spill. I'm not sure if that's a production mistake or if this was tampered with at some point, but I am making that small acknowledgement in case you face a similar issue. Let's go for that smell test now. Yeah, that smells really nice. It's got that really subtle kind of custardy smell. I can smell maybe the smallest hint of cinnamon, but I'm not too sure. Let's pour it into the glass now. Now, just as a bit of a visual judgment, it looks to be comparable in viscosity to something like a breaker. It's certainly less thickness than an oak, but we won't really know until we get the mouthfeel. So let's go ahead and test this right now. Okay, two things of note. The flavor, wonderful. I really like that. It's something really different and really quite nice. It doesn't feel overbearing yet. However, the second thing of note is this creaminess, viscosity, whatever you want to call it, mouthfeel is exactly what I predicted. It is super underwhelming. It's quite watery. It's not very creamy. I consider them to be a pretty premium brand of flavored milk. And when they've got this range, which just kind of sits really average, I don't know why they do it, but that's definitely going to be my only critique of this so far, is that viscosity is just disappointing, and that's just a product of the fact that they've put it in this flavored milk range. Norco really doesn't name their things properly to properly define the end of their range. This is just a flavored milk, and then there's the real iced flavored milks. They need to clear out some of their coffee options. There's just way too many, and focus on a bit more of a broader flavor spectrum. We've only got chocolate and strawberry, and you can kind of consider the caramel latte to be a third, although technically it's another coffee variant, so it sits between them for me. In terms of this flavor though, I'm really enjoying it. Creme Brulee sounds like it would be a really rich, overwhelming flavor, but they've seemed to do it in a really nice way. I have absolutely no trouble finishing the glass, which is a testament to how good it is. I really feel that there's a lot of people out there who could drink this and enjoy it. I don't know if it's the kind of flavor that you'd constantly come back to. It's a maybe. I know that there's a lot of experienced milks that I'll try once and never again. This one feels like it could potentially be something that I'd like to drink again, which is incredibly rare on this series. I myself found this in Coles, but I have been made aware that it's likely to be sold at IGA from one of the dairy companies that supplies for Norco. Thank you very much to Duckworth Dairy for giving me that little tip. Because Norco is based in Queensland, you're not likely to find it in many other states other than Queensland and New South Wales in the very northern region. But with that aside, let's get back to this milk. I really do think this could end up being the absolute top milk to release this quarter. It's going up against the Caramel Slice by Oak, the Choc Mint by Breaker, the Cherry Ripe basically by Oak, as well as the Oak Berries. And on top of those four is the Dairy Farmers Mint Chocolate, the Dairy Farmers Ruby Chocolate, Paul's Bluey banana flavored milk, and the Norco and Merlot cold brew latte. It absolutely sucks. I can't give this a 10 out of 10 because that creaminess is just lacking, but it is a 9, high 9 out of 10. If they fix that viscosity, it's an easy 10. But that about wraps us up for this week's episode of the Monday Milk Review. Thank you very much for watching. Please, if you've enjoyed, drop a like and maybe even consider subscribing. Be sure to check out my TikTok for the mini Monday Milk Reviews. That one's pretty easy to find. It's just my usual handle of JK Williams. If you haven't seen those yet, they're just a shorter version which cuts the rambling down to the absolute minimum and presents all of the most important information for you to take away out of a milk review. I highly recommend watching those if you don't have the time for the full reviews, but if you do, stick to it, I guess. Thank you once again, and I'm going to see you next week in the Monday Milk Review. Bye bye now.